Hi, I'm Josh Brannon. So, the questions of what does it mean to be human and what gives people purpose in life are questions I've been pondering all year. And I think I finally found through purpose gives really people this meaning and significance. And that's what it means to be human, is to have this purpose, this something that you put your whole heart in, something you love. And that is what life is. And my video is on a group of creative individuals who share the bond of art. And I interviewed them on how art gives them purpose. And this was filmed on a day behind the scenes for my friend's music video set. And so at the end of the film, I also attached a trailer, and the video will be coming out this summer, and I can also email it to you. So enjoy, and thank you.
Ready?
Just let the knowledge absorb you. Just let the knowledge absorb you. Let it do shit for you. Quit forcing. The force already has it. They didn't know about the spirit, so they called it Jedi magic. So to me, when God created the universe, or when we all created the universe, it was his art. It was his creation. And I think that anything that humans do with passion is their art. But not the negative type of passion. The passions like the deceitful passions, but like true love, I guess is a better word. When people do things with love, that is their art. That is their creation on the universe. Because life is art. Every decision you make is just your designing of the world. And so when people do stuff with true love, that is their art. Like when God created the world. So to me, anything that anybody does that they love is their art. So any job that anybody has is their art, their creation on the world. And if people have a job that has negative effects, then it isn't their true art. They're being deceived by the system, by the deceitful passions. But as I was saying, to me, what I love to do is make music. So make music and make films, and anything that I love to do is my art. So definitely that's why art gives me purpose.
What life means to me is purpose and just accomplishment, I guess. And making art and making music fulfills that accomplishment. I liked making sounds that sound good to other people and they enjoy. I like bringing memories and joy to other people. And just stuff like that, really. I don't know what I'd be doing if I wasn't making art. It's just what fulfills my passion.
Just focus on her. Can we do that?
Yeah. But he's facing her?
Yeah. Like he sees her. He makes eye contact. Right. Liam, go. Writing helps me decipher all the things that happen in my life. A lot of the characters I use are just people who I try to put in my work. Every person I write, I try to, use one of my friends or someone I've met as a background for it. It helps us to use our life experiences and channel it into something greater, which I think we all kind of want. It gives me meaning because it means that everything I've done means something. It means that every experience can lead to something different. Even if it's a good experience, a bad experience, I can still use it for my writing, which you can't ask for anything more than that, really. He makes eye contact.
All right, Bella, you want to go stand by that tree,
Yeah.
the big one right there? And I would just have your back against.
I think art is a way to let people arrive to the truth themselves. Instead of just telling them facts about what you think is the truth, art is a way for people to come to a conclusion themselves and to realize their own truths rather than another person's interpretation of the truth.
And then Bella, just kind of like, once we give you the signal, just kind of like slowly walk around the other side of the tree. So then you're like obscured from the camera, but you're just walking straight behind the tree.
Okay. Should I just stay behind the tree?
Yeah, here, I'll show you what I mean.
And then Liam, when she does that, start walking towards her.
I find meaning and significance in human interaction, in the ways we better ourselves and the people around us. And a huge part of the teaching at our school and the teaching of many philosophers before it is to find social justice in our actions and in especially art. And artists like Keith Haring really inspire me, because to see that art is not just something that's beautiful and exciting to look at, it's something that can act as a force for good and justice in our society.
Hold on. Let me start from the beginning for you. So it's like,
What'd you do for that sort of shot?
we just spun the camera. There's nothing really special. I just held the bracket and spun. We're gonna add transitions and stuff. And
Yeah,
this is gonna be sped up and played backwards.
So art is probably the most profound aspect of my life, and it gives meaning to me and my life in the biggest way possible. I never used to think I was into art growing up, but as I grew older, I realized that the thing that was tethering me here, that was allowing me to be me, was art the entire time. And at first, I experienced that through movies and watching a lot of movies. It was my favorite thing to do. And then I got into filmmaking, and that opened my eyes to an entirely different world. And then through filmmaking, I found acting, and now acting, that's what I want to do with myself for my entire life. That's what I want to be. That's how I want to express myself as a person, and photography as well. It's just a beautiful way to capture everything around us. It gives me meaning because in a world where so often we feel like that the things we're doing aren't impacting anything and that they're not significant in any way, art allows us to reach out to people, and through reaching out to people, reach out to ourselves. And so for me personally, it gives meaning in that it makes me feel like I'm doing something significant with my life.
We have the physical and we have the, I guess, the metaphysical, and there's all these different questions out there on what this is and who we are and what happens when we're not here anymore, and the answers are all from other people. We never really have the definite truth on these answers. However, though, I feel that truth is love. And love is anything that you put your whole heart into and all your emotion. And I see that so much through art. And I don't consider art just a painting or a song. I see art as everything. This this world has to offer for us. With the green grass coming out and the trees and just the moon, and I see it all as beauty, and I see it all as a creation, and that is what I consider art. And for me, I've always been interested in clothes or music or film, and I feel that art for me is what gives me purpose, just because I love it. And there's not much to really say about that. Like, love is an emotion, I feel like, that I don't think words can describe, and I feel amazing when I'm just witnessing it or partaking in it, and I think it's beautiful, and that's why I am so happy that things are going as they are right now for me. And I just think it's awesome, and my goal for this project was to just gather a group of creative kids and have them just collaborate. And I think what we have to offer is going to be really exciting. So after examining all the interviews from the behind the scenes shoots, and then understanding what they were saying and using that to help formulate my own opinion on the stance, I realized that what we're all kind of preaching is a very existential philosophy. And I feel like all their opinions would go under that category. The existential philosophers really preached on the importance of the individual and their uniqueness, and this, I feel like, is exactly what they were trying to say. How we feel this purpose we have through our uniqueness, and for them, their uniqueness comes from creating art. And so they all share that common bond, and we all share that bond too with what we can create and bring to the world. Their uniqueness comes from creating art. And so they all share that common bond, and we all share that bond too with what we can create and bring to the world. And so for them, that was just art, and that shows really who they are and helps thrive them to feel this purpose. Another thing the existential philosophers do is really try to investigate the meaning and purpose of life. And this is something I also saw them mention and have been trying to find myself throughout my times at Ignatius. And throughout this whole year, starting last year, just having all these different opportunities, reading a lot of different books, starting to change my opinion on ideas and spirituality. And so this year I've just really branched out and tried to have close connections with my teachers and fellow classmates and the whole faculty in the school. And by reaching out to all these different people, I have really learned that this truth and meaning in life, I feel like, is within everyone, and we all have different ideas. And by doing this, I learned a lot, and this helped me shape my idea of what I think the meaning and purpose of life is and what is truth. And leading a sophomore retreat was something that really helped me do this. By being able to see the power we have to affect on someone else, that really helped show me what the power of the individual can do. The last fact that the existential philosophers preach is freedom. And I feel like this is also a theme that was under a lot of the messages that the cast was saying in their interviews. Just really being able to be free and be you. That's really what being unique is being you. And that freedom allows you to be the individual you want to be, do what you want to do, learn what you want to learn, love what you want to love. And for them, for them, through their freedom, they found art and allowed them to be unique. And this was the highest focus on the individual that the individual is the most important figure, his uniqueness, and that is how it all connects through that art. Another philosopher who is also an existentialist philosopher is Sartre, and I believe that what the cast was saying could go along with some of his theories. He has a heavy emphasis on the importance of the individual's choice, and I feel like while they may have not specifically spoken up about that issue, the individual's choice was always there and present in that topic. And so from the individual's choice, it gives them the complete freedom of the mind. And I feel as if this is truth. Earlier I said art and interpreting yourself as truth, and I believe that this is the first step to getting there, is the freedom of the mind. From the freedom of the mind, you can just create. And it's hard to, alright, cut it right. Another point he makes is that we always have the capability of imagining things that are not real or as they really are. And this idea is really a lot of what can be shared through art, of explaining the pure imagination of not necessarily what actually is, but what is to you and what is in your inner, reflecting on the inner self. And I feel like many of these artists had done that who were interviewed, and meditation was a big idea that came up, which also focuses on reflecting on the inner self. So I feel as if that idea was also brought up. So from reflecting on the video and just this whole school year and your class and everything going around me, I feel like what it now means to be human simply means to be an individual. And I used to think it might mean to be loved or many other things, but I think it simply means just to be an individual. That is what being human is. And by being an individual, that is what gives you meaning and purpose and significance, is being an individual. Because when you are an individual, you have your own uniqueness that no one else really has. Other people might have the same interests as you, but it will never be the same as your own. And so, by being an individual, you create this own purpose out of just that idea. Because to be an individual, you need to have something you love and something that drives you, whatever it may be. Any art form, which is any creation out there, that is your art. And by being an individual, you find that art within the world. Thank you.